meta either. I think there are some set plays that are definitely there, like that Brown Hall's crunch, things like trying to go aggressive in Ivy, trying to take aggressive con control, T-con control, and if those strats are all they've got, then it's going to be interesting to see how they play around with that on the defense. On the offense, though, I mean it's a complete wild west at this point. I don't think there's really a prevailing style right now that works. I've seen kind of callers like Fear on Fnatic call a very aggressive, contact heavy T side where they're not using much utility. And I've also seen a methodical T side from teams like Ent, who have done a lot of really good work in finding set pieces to try and get into this A bomb site or the B bomb site where they want to cut distance. So there's a lot of options, but it's up to these IGLs to see what homework have they done, and with that homework, can they actually implement it? Because I've also seen teams have a lot of preparation, but have no idea as to how to actually implement it in the server.
No, exactly. And I mean, the thing that's interesting too is like these guys just played each other like not even that long ago. So, I mean, the fact they had a recent encounter on a best of three where they have played each other, and that's where actually the better of it went for Sharks, where like it went into like an overtime game, got pushed, pretty much the other distance as well for the secondary map. It just makes you wonder, like that rematch situation, is it going to be a little bit different? Or maybe do we see a little bit of turn of the tides, right? And that's where we were kind of talking about in the very beginning, is as you can see here on the left-hand side, is that Sharks currently sitting at an 8-0 record, and Audic is sitting all the way on 13th with a 3-3, which it just seems so not really normal, because I feel like that 8-0 has definitely got a bit of an asterisk on there, because I'm still not convinced that they are sitting in this kind of a position. But nonetheless, I think this is going to be a really fun map for us to see what they can bring to this. I think, depending on the player, some of the players on these teams too, like you and I have talked a lot about the rifling abilities of Doc and RDN. Those guys are, players that can really, show up. And if they show up, it's great. But if they're kind of off their game, you really can see where Sharks, really have the Achilles heel.
Yeah, I think when they're on, they've got a pretty potent rifle core, to be honest with you. I mean, you've got this yin and yang with RDN and Koala. And I mean, obviously, RDN and Doc are interchangeable in this situation. But I think Koala can only do so much as an anchor. I think he's a great CT sided player. I think he's got some solid impact on the T side when called upon. But he can only do so much. And you need a little bit more in terms of the aggression on the other end to complement that. And that's where you do look at Doc and RD and you say, these guys have got to get it figured out. And they've got to do it consistently, or else these mid rounds are going to fall apart and things are going to look as ugly as